Alright, here today I'm going to tell you guys a couple of the key differences if you're looking into buying an 883 or a 1200. Some of the different things that you may use to make your decision. Both of these are 2020. The 883 is in River Rock Gray, and of course the 1200 is in Vivid Black. The key differences mostly are the engine size. 883 obviously has an 883cc V-twin Evo motor, and the 1200 has I think it's technically a 1202 Evo motor, and they make sort of the same power. The 1200 does make, I think, about 15 horsepower difference. Don't quote me on that, but the 1200 is definitely more powerful. But the whole thing I want to get across with this video is just that it's not so much more powerful that a new rider should be worried about it. This 883 was bought by my brother-in-law, and he's a new rider. He has some motocross experience and stuff like that from when he was a kid, like most of us do, but no experience riding on the road. And even he wishes that he would have got a little bit of a bigger displacement. The benefits of the 883 are you do have, it doesn't look it here, but you do have a little bit of a lower seat height on the 883. So if you're vertically challenged, the 883 might be a better option, because you can always shell out the money and get the 1200 kit for the 883, and then it is a 1200. A couple of the other key differences are the bars. The 1200 has a little more upright bars. The 883 has the shorter, kind of more sporty bars. You do sit more hunched over. I will say that an 883 with a rider going down the road, to me, looks a little bit better than somebody riding on the 1200 because of the bars. Maybe it's just because the bars are just the mini apes are a little bit too short to kind of get that stretched out look that everyone wants. A couple other key differences: they do have the same wheels, but the wheels on the 883 have these accents here. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Another difference is the buckshot belt guard. The one on the 1200 is just flat, doesn't have any holes in it. The same with these heat shields, they don't have any holes in it either. Also, the 1200 comes with a fairing. It's like a bikini fairing, is I think what Harley Davidson calls it. And the 883 doesn't have anything. The 883 to me does look a little more like if you're thinking of a Harley Davidson cruiser, you're probably thinking of an 883. They are the same bike, but the 883 just looks so timeless to me. Like, you go back, you could take this bike back 20 years and they probably won't even really know that you're riding a bike from the future, however stupid that sounds. But the seats are different. This one has a tuck and roll that I believe is new for 2020. The gearing in the 883 is a little bit different also. I think it's geared a little bit higher because of the smaller displacement, which means that you put a 1200 kit on there, or 1250, 1275 kit, and it'll probably be faster accelerating than a 1200 with that same kit on it. I believe that the 883, I want to say it starts at $899.99, and the 1200 is $1,000 more. This one has the security option on it with the keyless entry. It is an option on the 883. I think it's like a $395 option. So if you want that, you won't have to deal with this key here. You can just, whenever you're close to it, just turn it on and roll with it. Pretty much any part that's going to fit on one is definitely going to fit on the other one. Depending on exactly what model you have. I mean, just these two models here, definitely you could switch pretty much everything off of them except for the motor parts. I mean, if you have a Roadster or an older Sportster, it might not be the same. Another thing I did want to talk about is weight, and a lot of new riders are afraid of how heavy it's going to be, especially with my brother-in-law here. He thought it was going to be really heavy, and even when my girlfriend sits on it, she talks about how heavy she feels it is. That's kind of a misconception, people, because as long as you're holding it up, it's not all that heavy. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of just teetering the weight on balance in the middle. Yeah, if you let it get too far to one side, it is going to get progressively heavier the farther that it lays down that way. But it's not heavy all the time. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid of the weight. And I don't think anybody should be afraid of riding one of these bikes, because they are beginner friendly. You know, I mean, everything from the clutch to the throttle operation. It's not going to be, I would want to say it's not going to be real jerky, but that's kind of up to your throttle control. If you have any kind of experience on any type of bike, dirt bike, even a four-wheeler, if it has a clutch, you kind of know a little bit about throttle control. And that's mainly what I wanted to say. I hope everyone gets into riding. Again, you don't have to buy a Harley. I would never say that, but I just want everyone out there on a motorcycle and just having fun. You know what I'm saying? A motorcycle is kind of a dying breed. A lot of people think that it's a little bit too dangerous for them, that they don't think the risk is worth the reward you get on a motorcycle. But if you're that kind of person, it definitely is. And I was into cars for a long time. I always loved riding motorcycles, but you know, as soon as you buy your first bike, you're kind of just stuck if that's what you're into. So I hope to see more of you guys out on the road, and comment, like, subscribe, ask me any questions you need to know about the buying process, about what you can expect when you walk into a Harley-Davidson dealership. And yeah, just basically it. Again, let me know if you have any questions. I know I've said that 10,000 times already, but I just want to let everyone know that, you know, you can ask questions. There's a lot of good Harley-Davidson centric channels, and I highly suggest you go and check out one of them. You know, don't just take my word for it. Go and look at the rest of them, and you know, subscribe. But thank you for watching this one, and I hope I helped your search a little bit. Thank you. You have a good day. Sporty out.